If you are watching this video today, you are not here by accident. God has led you to this moment because He has something extraordinary prepared for you. Your life is about to change and a powerful shift is coming your way. Whether you're preparing for marriage or seeking clarity in your relationships, this message is a divine appointment. You are here because God is about to take you to a new level of understanding and wisdom in your relationships. What Dr. Myles Munroe shares in this message is not just advice, it's divine truth. He speaks with such insight, and his words carry the power to transform your view of love, commitment, and partnership. God is about to equip you with the wisdom and revelation you need to build a lasting, God-centered relationship. Just before we dive into this life-changing message, I ask you to take 3 important steps. Hit that like button because someone else needs to hear this powerful message of wisdom and guidance. Subscribe to the channel. Join us in reaching 10,000 subscribers as we grow this community and continue to share life-changing truths. The number 66 below, this is a prophetic sign of breakthrough in your relationships and a shift toward a new season of God's favor. Get ready for a transformation in the way you view relationships. And watch as God prepares you for a future full of love, commitment, and His divine purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, young men and young women, hear me today. Before you walk down an aisle, before you exchange vows, before you say, I do, there are things you must know. Not feel, not hope. No. Marriage is not for boys and girls. Marriage is for kings and queens. Marriage is not for the unprepared. It is the graduation ceremony for those who have mastered the art of being single. You see, purpose must come before partner. If you don't know why you were born, you are not ready to share your life with anyone else. Purpose is the compass that guides you to the right person. Without it, you will drift into relationships that drain you rather than develop you. Understand this, singleness is not a curse, it is a calling. Being single does not mean being lonely, it means being whole, complete, lacking nothing. Marriage is not designed to complete you. Marriage is 2 whole people coming together to fulfill a vision greater than themselves. And hear me clearly, love is not a feeling, it is knowledge. You cannot love what you do not know. Infatuation is the celebration of ignorance. True love is the reward of revelation. Before you say you love them, ask yourself, do you know them? Furthermore, marriage is not ownership, it is stewardship. Your spouse is not your property. They are God's gift entrusted to your care. You must be prepared to nurture, to honor, to serve. Not to control, not to dominate. Many want a wedding, but few prepare for marriage. Preparation is proof of expectation. If you are expecting rain, you carry an umbrella. If you are expecting marriage, you should be studying, growing, healing, building. You prepare today for what you expect tomorrow. And never forget, the foundation of marriage must be friendship, not passion. Passion fades, friendship strengthens. You must marry your friend, not just your lover. Because when the storms of life come, and they will come, it is friendship that will anchor you when feelings have fled. So before you say, I do, make sure you first say, I am. I am whole. I am purposeful. I am prepared. Because only when you know who you are will you be ready to share your life with someone else. Before you search for a partner, you must first discover your purpose. Purpose must always precede partnership. Without purpose, a relationship becomes an experiment, a collision of 2 confused individuals hoping the other will bring them meaning. But no human being was created to complete another. You were created to be whole, and from your wholeness to complement another. When purpose is unknown, abuse is inevitable. And many enter into marriage without first understanding the reason for their own existence. They are seeking happiness, security, identity, and validation in another person, something that another human was never designed to provide. Marriage does not give you purpose. It should amplify the purpose you have already discovered. If you do not know where you are going, how can you invite someone else to walk with you? You cannot lead where you have never been. You cannot give what you do not possess. Life is not an accident. You were sent to earth to fulfill an assignment. That assignment is called your purpose. Your gifts, your passions, your talents, your dreams, these are clues pointing you toward that purpose. Before you say, I do, you must first say, I understand why I am. When you understand your why, you are better positioned to recognize who fits into that journey. Purpose gives you the lens through which to see potential partners clearly. Without it, you are blinded by appearance, charm, or fleeting attraction. There are many people today trapped in relationships they were never supposed to enter. Why? Because they chose a partner before discovering their own assignment. They fell in love with someone's smile, someone's touch, someone's attention, but they never asked, does this person align with the reason I was born? Two people walking in opposite directions cannot walk together unless one compromises their destination. Without shared vision, love becomes a tug-of-war between personal dreams and relational demands. Purpose answers the most important questions of life. Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? How do I get there? Only after you have answered these questions can you rightly answer, who should go with me? You were not created to simply exist, marry, have children, and die. You were created to solve a problem on the earth. Marriage is designed to help you fulfill that assignment, not distract you from it. A true partner does not compete with your calling. They complement it. They do not weaken your passion. They water it. They do not suppress your gifts. They stir them up. When you know your purpose, you will attract someone who recognizes it, honors it, and is willing to run alongside you. You will no longer settle for companionship over destiny. You will no longer tolerate relationships that drain your energy and derail your mission. If you pursue partnership without purpose, you are building your future on sand. The storms of life will come: financial pressures, health crises, disappointments, unexpected losses. If your relationship was built on looks, money, chemistry, or status, it will collapse under the weight of reality. Only relationships built on purpose have the strength to endure seasons of testing. The tragedy is that many spend years preparing for a wedding, but spend little to no time preparing for a marriage. They search for the perfect dress, the perfect venue, the perfect ring, but never search for the perfect understanding of themselves. They invest in ceremonies, not in character. They prepare to impress guests, not to fulfill destiny. Yet it is character, it is vision, it is shared purpose that sustains a marriage long after the flowers have withered and the music has faded. Before you choose a partner, ask yourself, what is my assignment? What do I carry that needs protection and partnership? What dream was planted in my heart that needs watering and work? Who am I becoming? If you cannot answer these questions, you are not yet ready for marriage because you are not yet fully aware of who needs to be walking beside you. Marriage is not a substitute for purpose. Marriage is a support system for purpose. Marriage is a covenant partnership designed to help both individuals fulfill their God-given assignments. When two people understand why they exist, they can lock arms, join dreams, align visions, and multiply impact. Do not seek a partner out of loneliness, out of insecurity, out of fear, or out of pressure. Seek a partner out of clarity. When you know your purpose, you will recognize your partner. Purpose gives you discernment. Purpose gives you patience. Purpose gives you standards. Purpose gives you a destination. And the one who belongs with you will be walking toward the same goal. Before you choose a partner, choose purpose. Before you say I do to someone else, say I will to the call on your life. Purpose first, partner second. That is the order of wisdom. Singleness is not a curse. It is not a disease to be cured or a problem to be solved. Singleness is a gift, a powerful season of life that many misunderstand and therefore misuse. To be single does not mean to be lonely. It does not mean to be incomplete, unwanted, or forgotten. Singleness, when understood properly, is the foundation of a successful life and a successful marriage. You are not single because something is wrong with you. You are single because there is something right that needs to be strengthened before you share it with another. Loneliness is not the absence of people. Loneliness is the absence of purpose. You can be married and still be lonely if you do not know who you are. You can have someone lying next to you every night and still feel empty if you have never embraced your own worth and identity. True singleness is wholeness. It is a state where you know who you are, what you carry, and why you exist. It is not waiting for someone to complete you. It is standing complete in who you already are. The world has taught us to believe that until we find the one, our lives are somehow on pause. But you are not waiting for life to begin. Your life has already begun. Your purpose is already calling. Your destiny is already unfolding. Marriage does not make you valuable. It does not make you more important. You are already valuable. You are already significant. Your worth is not tied to your relationship status. It is tied to your identity in the one who created you. Many rush into relationships trying to escape loneliness, but you cannot use a person to heal what only purpose can fill. Another human being cannot be your reason for living. When you do not understand your own wholeness, you place unrealistic demands on others. You expect them to fix you, to validate you, to constantly affirm you, and when they fail, as they inevitably will, you blame them for the emptiness you refuse to face. Marriage is not a hospital for broken souls. It is a union of two whole individuals coming together to build something greater than themselves. Singleness is the season where you discover yourself, heal yourself, invest in yourself, and fall in love with your own journey. It is the season where you prepare for purpose, where you build character, where you master disciplines, and where you deepen your relationship with your Creator. If you do not maximize your singleness, you will minimize your marriage. Everything you refuse to confront as a single person will follow you into your marriage and multiply under pressure. The measure of your readiness for a relationship is not how much you crave companionship, it is how much you have cultivated contentment. Contentment is not complacency, it is not settling for less, it is the peace that says, I am enough, I have enough. I do not need another person to validate what God has already declared over my life. Until you find joy in your own presence, you will not find joy in someone else's. Until you can celebrate your own victories alone, you will sabotage the victories you are meant to share together. Many people think marriage will solve their insecurities, but marriage amplifies them. If you are insecure as a single person, marriage will magnify it. If you are bitter, resentful, lazy, or unfaithful as a single person, marriage will not fix it, it will expose it. Singleness is your time to confront the weaknesses, heal the wounds, sharpen the strengths, and anchor your identity so that when you do marry, you do so as a gift, not as a burden. Celebrate your singleness. Use this time wisely. Travel, build, dream, serve, lead, grow, study, pray. Discover the fullness of who you were created to be. This is not a season of waiting. It is a season of working. It is a season of preparation, not punishment. It is not a gap in your life. It is a ground where your future is being rooted. You are not half of a person looking for another half. You are a whole person, complete, lacking nothing. When two whole people come together, marriage becomes a force. It becomes an unstoppable union designed to accomplish the will of God in the earth. But when two broken people come together, marriage becomes a battlefield of unmet needs and unrealistic expectations. The best gift you can give to your future spouse is a whole you. A you who knows your value, who knows your voice, who knows your vision, A you who is not desperate for love, but is already overflowing with it. A you who has learned to walk with strength, stand with courage, and live with purpose. Singleness is not a waiting room. It is a workshop. It is not a time to despair. It is a time to develop. Embrace it, maximize it, honor it, because how you live now will determine how you love later. Love is not an emotion. Love is knowledge. It is understanding. It is revelation. For too long, the world has deceived us into believing that love is a feeling you fall into, an uncontrollable wave that sweeps you off your feet. But anything you fall into, you can fall out of. Anything based on emotion is unstable, inconsistent, and unreliable. True love is built on a foundation far stronger than feelings. It is built on knowledge. You cannot love someone you do not know. How can you claim to love what you have not studied? How can you commit yourself to what you have not taken time to understand? Real love demands investigation. It requires observation, patience, and discernment. Feelings can be sparked by appearance, by words, by touch, but love is a product of deep discovery. Emotion can be ignited in a moment, but knowledge takes time. It requires asking the hard questions, seeing the hidden flaws, facing the uncomfortable truths, and still choosing to honor and value that person. Emotions are important, but they are not the foundation. They are the fruit, not the root. Emotions should respond to knowledge, not replace it. When you know a person, their character, their values, their priorities, their weaknesses, their history, their vision, then your emotions have something stable to grow upon. Without that knowledge, feelings are fragile and dangerous. They can lead you into agreements you were never meant to make. They can cause you to confuse infatuation with intimacy, passion with purpose. You see, true love is intelligent. It is deliberate. It does not close its eyes and jump blindly into a relationship. It opens its eyes wide, examines everything, discerns everything, weighs everything, and then makes a decision based on truth, not fantasy. It does not romanticize reality. It recognizes reality and embraces it. Many people suffer in relationships not because they love too much, but because they knew too little. They fell in love with what they imagined, not with what actually existed. They loved the potential they saw, not the person standing before them. They married dreams, not reality. And when reality finally revealed itself, they were unprepared to deal with the truth they never took time to know. Knowledge protects you, it anchors you, it gives you the wisdom to choose wisely and to love maturely. When you know someone, you understand their strengths and their struggles. You know what uplifts them and what triggers them. You know their patterns, their priorities, and their pressures. Love based on knowledge is prepared love. It is love that anticipates, that adjusts, that adapts, that endures. Emotion is temporary. It fluctuates with circumstances. It can be high one day and low the next. It can be stirred by a compliment and crushed by a harsh word. But knowledge-based love does not rise and fall so easily. It is anchored to something deeper than mood. It is grounded in truth. It sees beyond today's behavior and remembers yesterday's character. It holds on when feelings waver because it knows the person behind the pain, the stress, or the mistake. Marriage is not sustained by emotion, it is sustained by knowledge. Raising children, facing financial struggles, navigating health issues, these are not emotional exercises. They are knowledge exercises. You must know how to support, how to sacrifice, how to stay steady when life gets hard. If your relationship is built only on feelings, it will collapse when feelings fade. But if it is built on knowledge, it can withstand anything. That is why you must take your time. Do not rush into intimacy before you have built friendship. Do not rush into passion before you have pursued understanding. Ask questions, observe actions, learn history, study values, understand vision. Know who you are committing to before you commit your life. Attraction is natural. but knowledge is intentional. Feelings are easy, but understanding is earned. Love is a decision rooted in revelation. It is a choice you make after you have seen, known, tested, and discerned. It is not blind, it is insightful. It is not reckless, it is responsible. It is not a leap, it is a step. A steady, thoughtful step toward a future you have carefully considered. So if you feel yourself falling in love, stop and ask, what do I really know? What have I learned? What have I proven? Do not trust feelings alone. Trust the knowledge you have gained. Feelings without knowledge are fantasy. Knowledge without feelings is friendship. But when you combine knowledge with healthy emotion, you have a love that is powerful, lasting, and real. True love is not an accident. It is an achievement. It is the reward of two people who took the time to know, to understand, and to choose each other. With eyes wide open and hearts fully aware. Marriage is not about owning another person. It was never designed to be a relationship of control, domination, or possession. Marriage is about stewardship. It is about managing with care something, someone that belongs first to God. Your spouse does not belong to you. They are entrusted to you, given into your care as a sacred responsibility, not a personal possession. When you believe you own someone, you treat them according to your moods. You treat them based on how they serve you, please you, or fulfill your needs. Ownership breeds selfishness. It gives birth to abuse. It feeds pride and entitlement. When you think someone belongs to you, you feel you have the right to shape them according to your image, your will, your demands. But stewardship recognizes that you are accountable for how you handle another life. Stewardship says, this person is valuable. They are a gift from God. I am responsible to nurture, protect, encourage, and support them. Marriage was created to reflect God's covenant relationship with humanity. And God does not control us. He leads us. He does not dominate us. He serves us through love and grace. In the same way, marriage calls for leadership rooted in service, authority clothed in humility, and influence wrapped in compassion. Stewardship requires you to see your spouse as an individual with their own dreams, their own calling, their own identity in God. It requires you to honor their uniqueness, to encourage their growth, and to sacrifice selfishness for the sake of partnership. Many relationships fail because one or both people tried to own what they were only meant to manage. They tried to control destiny rather than support it. They tried to force conformity rather than celebrate individuality. True stewardship asks, how can I help you become everything God intended you to be? It does not ask, how can you make me happy? Stewardship requires responsibility. It demands intentionality. You must study your spouse, learn their needs, discern their burdens, and respond with wisdom and care. Stewardship does not wait for feelings to act. It moves based on commitment. It shows up even when passion wanes, when romance fades, when seasons are hard. Because a steward understands that faithfulness is not a feeling, it is a decision. If you see your spouse as your property, you will mishandle their heart. You will speak carelessly. You will act selfishly. You will minimize their pain and dismiss their dreams. But when you understand that they are a divine trust, your words will be seasoned with grace, your actions filled with honor, and your decisions guided by love. Leadership also recognizes that everything belongs to God, including your marriage itself. You are accountable not just to your spouse, but also to the one who ordained the union. One day you will give an account for how you loved, how you served, how you covered, and how you lifted the one entrusted to you. This understanding produces humility. It creates a reverence that protects against pride, abuse, and neglect. Marriage is not a certificate of ownership. It is a covenant of stewardship. It is a daily commitment to invest in another person's life with wisdom, patience, and unconditional love. It is a daily dying to self so that unity can live. It is a sacred trust that calls you higher, demands your best, and invites you into the beautiful, sometimes difficult, always holy work of building a life together. When you treat your spouse as a trust from God, you will love differently, you will listen differently, you will lead differently, you will forgive quicker, apologize sooner, and encourage deeper, because you will remember they are not yours to use, they are yours to serve, to honor, and to cherish. Marriage is not ownership, it is stewardship. And stewardship, when done God's way, produces a love that is resilient, enduring, and a reflection of heaven on earth. Expectation without preparation is deception. When you truly expect something to happen, you begin to prepare for it. Preparation is the evidence that you believe what you are hoping for will come to pass. You cannot claim to expect a harvest if you have not sown any seeds. You cannot claim to expect a spouse if you have not prepared your life to receive them. You cannot claim to expect a promotion if you have not developed the skills necessary to handle the next level. Real faith is not just believing with your mind, it is preparing with your actions. Yes. Many people say they are waiting for opportunities, waiting for relationships, waiting for doors to open. But waiting without preparation is simply wishing. True waiting is active. It is filled with movement, investment, discipline, and readiness. You do not wait passively, you wait productively. When you expect rain, you build a shelter. When you expect guests, you set the table. When you expect a new season, you prepare your heart, your mind, and your resources to handle it. Preparation shows honor for what you desire. It proves that you value the future enough to make sacrifices in the present. If you are asking for more but not preparing for more, you are not serious. If you are praying for a spouse but living with habits that would destroy a marriage, you are not ready. If you are dreaming of influence but refusing to grow your character, your influence would only expose your immaturity. Preparation is the bridge between vision and manifestation. There is a principle woven into the fabric of life. You only attract what you are prepared to handle. Opportunity will find the prepared. Favor will rest on the faithful. Blessings will land where there is capacity to receive them. God does not give based on emotion, He gives based on readiness. If you are not ready to manage what you are asking for, it would not bless you. It would burden you. Therefore, His love often delays the blessing until your preparation can catch up with your expectation. Preparation tests your sincerity. It refines your motives. It builds your endurance. It strengthens your character so that when the promise comes, you can sustain it and not sabotage it. Many are praying for things they are not yet prepared to carry. And if they receive them today, it would crush them tomorrow. Preparation protects you from premature promotion. It protects you from blessings that would otherwise become curses. If you are truly expecting a new season, your daily habits will change. You will study more, you will save more, you will serve more, you will pray deeper, you will plan wiser, you will build what no one else sees because you believe in what no one else can imagine. You will discipline yourself when others are distracted. You will invest when others are wasting. Because you are not living based on what you see, you are living based on what you expect. It's easy to talk about dreams. It is easy to shout about destiny, but talk without preparation is empty noise. Dreams without preparation are dead hopes. Real visionaries are builders, they are plowers, they are sowers, they are workers. They show their expectation not just with their words, but with their lifestyle. Preparation reveals the seriousness of your faith. Yes, I've been taught this meant you 10 plus. You may be television succumbing. Sharpen your gifts, polish your craft, cultivate your relationships. Do not wait until the door opens to get ready. Sharpen your gifts and untame your leadership. Convey your gifts. Get ready now, so that when the door opens, you can walk through it with confidence and competence. Preparation is never wasted. Even if the opportunity seems delayed, preparation makes sure that when your moment comes, you are not scrambling, you are stepping, you are not panicking, you are positioned. Because preparation proves expectation. And those who prepare will always outlast those who only wish. The strength of any marriage is not built on passion. It is built on friendship. Passion is powerful, but it is unstable. It comes and goes like the tides. It can burn bright one day and flicker low the next. If you build your marriage on passion alone, you will find yourself on a roller coaster of emotions, tossed around by every storm that life brings. But friendship, true friendship, is steady. It is the foundation that can withstand pressure, time, and seasons of change. Friendship is about connection beyond physical attraction. It is about knowing and being known, understanding and being understood. Friendship builds trust, and trust is the glue that holds two people together when passion is tested. In marriage, there will be days when emotions run high, and there will be days when they seem almost absent. But friendship is what keeps you coming home. Friendship is what makes you laugh when you want to cry. Friendship gives you the patience to endure and the grace to forgive. When you marry someone, you are not just choosing a lover, you are choosing a companion for life. You are choosing someone to walk through fire with, someone to share dreams and disappointments, victories and defeats. The beauty of friendship is that it is not based on performance. You do not have to impress a true friend. You do not have to pretend. You can be yourself, your best and your worst, and know you are still accepted. Many relationships fail because they rushed past friendship to passion. They built the relationship on feelings, not foundation. They fell in love with the way a person made them feel, not who the person truly was. And when the feelings faded, they discovered they had nothing left to stand on. Passion can light the fire, but friendship keeps the flame burning through the cold nights and stormy seasons. Friendship means you enjoy each other's company even without romance. It means you have things to talk about beyond surface conversations. It means you can work together, dream together, grow together. Friendship brings a sense of security and stability. It allows room for honest conversations, for respectful disagreements, for mutual growth. It nurtures an environment where love is not just felt, but chosen daily, even when it is not convenient. Friendship teaches you to serve without expecting anything in return. It teaches you to listen, to support, to stand beside someone when life is not glamorous. It teaches you that love is not selfish. Love is not a transaction. It is a covenant. And that covenant is first rooted in commitment, not in chemistry. When you are friends first, passion becomes richer, deeper, more meaningful. Physical attraction is important, but it is friendship that gives intimacy its true power. Passion without friendship is like a house without a foundation. It may look beautiful, but it will collapse under pressure. Friendship without passion may endure, but when you have both, your marriage becomes a fortress. Before you marry someone, ask yourself, if the passion fades, will I still want to sit across the table and have a conversation with this person? Will I still want to build a life with them? Will I still respect them, laugh with them, and trust them? Passion can blind you to flaws, but friendship forces you to see the real person. And it invites you to love them not just for what they offer you, but for who they are. Marriage is not built in a moment of passion. It is built over a lifetime of friendship. It is strengthened in daily choices, small conversations, shared dreams, and silent support. It grows not just through the highs, but through the lows. It matures when two people decide that beyond the emotions, beyond the excitement, beyond the physical attraction, they are committed to being the best of friends. Passion may draw you together, but friendship will hold you together. And when passion runs dry, friendship will be the well you draw from, refreshing the love, restoring the joy, and renewing the commitment again and again.